Hello everyone, Daylover here. I just wanted to talk about the new Game of Thrones episodes. So if you haven't watched the new episodes, click away or else stay. This is a fan artwork that I actually made in the start of the season, and I have a inkling like this maybe become true in the future because we have seen now Danny going full Mad Queen, and I was thinking about I had a couple of the ideas of how to actually make that better so it would make a little bit more sense, or it would be other thing, because I have seen a lot of people talking about why she got freaked out over the bells, and why she became full Mad Queen. I must admit, we have been building up to it so long, so I was just also a little bit okay, what, the bells is enough to freak her out. But yeah, I will say maybe it's because that's the only bells that she's going to hear into the future, which means she knows she's never going to be married to Jon Snow, hearing wedding bells. And I don't know if that makes it better or if that makes it worse. But I was just when John didn't give her a little something, I was just yeah, everybody's going to die. Like I was just John, you really don't know anything, or Aegon Targaryen, you don't know anything at all. Just give in, come on. I was just I was really rooting for John to actually be okay with it. I know it's weird that it's his aunt, and the North doesn't do stuff like that, but yeah, I'm just oh, come on, man. Yeah, just she's pretty, and she's if she doesn't get what she desires, for example Jon Snow, she will freak out and yeah, burn everybody. And now I just seen some reactions to the episode, and I will admit Daenerys was actually aiming towards the Lannister soldiers that was running amongst the people, the innocent people, because we see the cloak of a Lannister soldier or tree or something running amongst the innocent people. And I was just were she first going after only Lannisters, and when they were running, yeah, against or with the innocent people, it was just too hard for her not to be taking them out. She could have killed all of the Lannisters after. She could have been well, you were Lannister, so either you bend the knee to me or you're going to die by dragon fire, like she did in the old good old days, or how to say that. But I think something that could also explain it, or could be a better plot, was actually the thing that I drew here, with Bran taking over the dragon for a while, and actually his mind was going to slip, and he just hears the Mad King going burn them all, and he can't hold back, and Drogon just releases all of the fire, and that would fulfill not only the prophecy with Bran flying, but also it would be the thing that actually triggered Daenerys to become the Mad Queen. Because imagine her seeing Drogon being forced to burn everything, and she can't do anything about it. Her last child is going insane, so she would almost be with the thing with Cersei, and of course her children. Like we have the insane child, we have the sweet child, we have the other children like Tommen and stuff like that. And I think like the children of Cersei actually mirrors the dragons, or how to say that. So we have like, of course, Tommen, that was the first dragon, and then we have the other ones for the other dragons. So yeah, I think like actually that would make a lot of sense. The reason why I have drawn Tyrion here as the hand to Bran was actually because I was thinking like that would make a lot of sense. Because like Bran, I know like he said that he wouldn't be the master of the wherever it is, the north, but yeah, we already have a queen there, so like he also says at one point like I'm not interested in like being a ruler of anything now than the three-eyed raven. But I think like if he got the to see the throne, or how to say that, maybe the Mad King could actually take over him there, and like everything would just go haywire. Something is for sure, like we need to do something about Dany, or else she's going to kill Jon, and she's going to punish Tyrion, and I don't want to see that. I really don't want to see a Mad King prophecy fulfilled, for like the old story retold. And if you don't know the old story, it's like the Mad King is on the throne, and there's there I know like Jon is not a Stark, but there's a Stark, and there's a person named Bran that's there as the hand and a helper or something. And the Mad King ties up Bran, that is the cousin to the Stark person, or something in those lines. It's some sort of family, right? And he burns the Stark person alive, screaming, and like he tied up the person called Bran in such a way so he will strangle himself if he tries to help like the Stark boy. I'm sorry that I don't remember quite all of it, but I'm just like, I really don't want to watch that. Like, imagine Tyrion being like strangled to death while like he had to watch Jon die in flames. Oh no, that would just be like so insane, like the story retold once again, or how to say that. Something that I actually think that was really interesting with this artwork was that I actually put Melisandre there as the hand to the Queen of the North, but now we know like Melisandre is dead, and I drew Jorah here, that's also dead, so that's a little bit interesting. Something I'm also thinking about, like this artwork that I did with my predictions of what is going to happen in the future of Game of Thrones, is like Jon is with a ghost and Bran is with the dragon. We don't see Daenerys here, so I think like something is going to happen, or we will have like a way like Bran actually could take over Daenerys. I know like this is going to sound insane, but like imagine him being like taking over her and ruling like that, losing his mind in her, or how to say that, this sounds really dirty, but yeah, he loses his mind and she becomes the Mad King, because like that's the person that Bran is most connected to. But I will admit, like, I really agree with Angry Joe again here. Like, the scene with the dragon, and the bells that could have been a lot better. It could have been better with the idea that he had to, with like one scorpion is left, and without anything like a arrow hits a dragon in for example in the throat or something, and we will see like the dragon is now not being handled that good by Daenerys no more, and she will be like, oh no, my child, don't like don't burn everything, but it's too late because like Drogon is pissed. I don't know, like I think like it could be nice if like Drogon were like not taking orders from her no more. Like imagine like the scene went like, okay, the bells ring, but the scorpion shoots towards Drogon or Daenerys, or the spear actually doesn't hit any of them, but it makes Daenerys fall off Drogon, and then like Bran takes over with his side, and like everything just burns, because I had the first idea with like his mind getting mushed and becoming the Mad King and flying on it, or flying as Drogon. But yeah, I wish like there were some resistance from Drogon actually as well, but I guess like he was the wild child of the dragons, and now like the Daenerys is more like her what is that, her dad and everything that is in the yeah the line of succession of that. I think like Drogon can actually feel that, and he feels more like he have to do what Daenerys says. Actually, I think like maybe Drogon in the future could be afraid of Daenerys. I know like this is going to sound insane, like a dragon being afraid of a rider, but I think like where the show is taking this is like a little bit weird. But I really loved the episode. I think like it was clever because like as I said, I had the vision in my mind of her, like it could have helped if she saw like in the future she got one of her premonitions right, and she saw Jon and the wedding bells ringing with of a woman. That would actually make a whole lot of sense with, or for me at least it would have made more sense for me. Like imagine Daenerys sitting there on Drogon, she looks at Jon for a minute, and then she gets the premonition or what it is about the future. She hears the bells ring, and she sees Jon like going away with a other woman and being married, and like that would just throw her totally into the darkness of like being betrayed and knowing that nobody would ever love her into the future and stuff like that. And now I've seen like the trailers from the new season, or how to say that, the new episode, and I will say like it still looks really great, so I'm not going to stop watching Game of Thrones. I don't think I'm capable of doing it, but like I really do think like they missed an opportunity with the bells. Like it could have been a really epic moment with like just show why Daenerys got that the switch was the bells, or how to say that, because like before they attacked, she also Tyrion is like, okay, if they ring the bells they're surrendering, and Jon is also like a little bit on the fence of calling his men off. And here I'm not understanding, because like when the Lannisters give up, I would been like, if I was Jon, I was been like, okay, you given up, like you gave yourself to Daenerys, now you're fighting for us, so take off like your Lannister cloaks and maybe your helmets, and we will walk out of town, or we will like go after Cersei. But yeah, of course, and like they're just going to kill them like when they're innocent. And I was just like, no, that's too much. Like I would never. I don't think like and like Grey Worm, I know like he is angry about the Miss Sunday stuff, but I don't think like it's something like Grey Worm would actually do. Like they surrendered. He knows like they have been prisoners too in some sort of way. So I have just like a really big problem with him like being the first one. He should have been holding with Jon and being like, okay, we need to get these people out of here because like Daenerys is going haywire. But I guess like he's just really loyal to Daenerys, and he's going to maybe kill Jon in the in the next episode. Like that could also be like something that was really bad for the show, or how to say that. I think like I don't know who's going to kill Daenerys, but I have the inkling still like Bran is going to take over Daenerys' mind, or he's going to take over Drogon. He's going to be the king, and he is actually the prince that was promised. I know like this is going to sound super insane, but if it goes with like the background, what I said, like the story with like the then we can still have the Volunteer prophecy, although like it's not going to be Cersei that are strangled by hands. It's going to be the Volunteer that's going to be strangled by like something, a device, and seeing like Jon burning and screaming. But I don't know, you guys, if you think like that would be too much. But yeah, I now like it's also a little bit Disney-fied. I'm sorry, but like in the old days, like people were like being killed like flies, but now it's like, okay, we can't like show too much violence. And then we have like an episode like this where everybody just burns and and people are getting killed. And I was just like wondering, why wasn't that in the last episode? I know like we saw amazing fight scenes and stuff like that, but like in the last episode it wasn't easy to see anything because it was in the dark. And at least in this episode it was in the light, so you could see more what was going on. I still feel like there's potential for this, my artwork, to happen into the future. If you have any good ideas to how you wanted the bells to tie into the story of Daenerys becoming the Mad Queen, please tell me in the comments down below. But like the thing that Angry Joe said with her being like tortured when she was small and hearing bells, I don't go for that. I go for my own with like her realizing like she can't have Jon. She is like sure like he would never because like what she's actually asking him is like will you marry me, in the scene where she's like, am I nothing more to you than your queen? She's actually asking, do you want to take it one step further? And here in this case, Jon should have been like, yes, given in and like giving her whatever she wanted, because like I think her heart couldn't take the last rejection. She had so much rejection and being forced to a lot of things that she didn't want it to. So like this is just her almost like being revolting against Jon and the others. But I hope like I'm really wrong with my prophecy of like the Stark being roasted alive and the Lannister being strangled. But who knows? I know like people would hate that. I hope like we will see Jon being reunited with Ghost. Actually, I would really like that. Yeah, I also think it was too bad like he didn't pet Ghost, but I'm sorry, I will stop rambling on. Maybe Drogon was just going to flamethrower the throne and then there's nothing left. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think like what's going to happen now is Daenerys is going to be power hungry. She's going to be like, okay, now I see the throne. Now I had the premonition of like the what is that, ashes falling in my face, and yeah, I just don't feel like anything is going to be like good. But something that was really clever was like the prophecy to again Cersei, like things will turn to ashes in your mouth and you're going to be like betrayed and stuff like that. What is all of this with the prophecies were actually not Cersei but Daenerys? It was supposed to be put upon like her being strangled by somebody in the last by a Valonqar, or how to say that, little brother, in this case Tyrion, or in this case like Bran as one of the others. He takes over the mind of I don't know who, but somebody, and strangles her. I don't know. This is just like really far out, because like I think like the prophecy was wrong with Cersei, and I actually think like that was a really good way for them to end. I know like most of you guys are like that was really anticlimactic and stuff like that, but I actually think like that was what fitted to the story and stuff like that. But I also think like Cersei were actually awesome, but that's just my own personally opinion. And okay, oh my god, I'm done now. It's been 22 minutes. I'm so sorry guys. I hope that you like this. Please tell me in the comments down below if you have any other good suggestions to the Bell scenario. But that was actually all. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that was actually all. Yeah, okay, bye.